So hello sir, I started learning like Angular. So today I learned about like setting up my Angular project, and I was learning this course Angular the Complete Guide 2024 edition. So it is updated to Angular version 18 as well. That was released last month only. And like today I learned about like how to make our custom component and use it to make like here we are this guy is teaching to make a project. So firstly we are using this component header. Suppose this is a header of our application. So angular basically like help us to uh, like we can add metadatas to our existing uh, like um, like it connects, it helps a class to connect via a decorator which contains the metadata, so that we can add further add more functionality to our class. And suppose they consider this as a header component, and inside this we have like this easy task header, and then enterprise level management without friction. This thing also we have, this text we have, and then this image. So adding that to a angular component, via angular component we will be learning that. So first of all, let's go into our code. So this is like our project. So this is the Angular cache file. Node modules it was installed when we do start the project using npm install, and then npm start. Okay, so these are the essential node modules. And so Angular runs on Node. Okay, but we have to have like Angular on installed on our system. So I have the version 18 installed. Okay, so this is my app. This contains like all the things that will be in my app, contains all the components. Okay, it will be inside my src folder, which also contains assets. Okay, like the images or anything we are using, it will be stored here. And we have like this is our main index.html file. Okay, this is our body, and here we will call the like headers. Sorry, here will be call the components using this like special like this id name. Okay, I'll be showing that. And this is our main typescript file. Okay, this is our main angular file, you can say. So here we are importing this bootstrap application like class from angular platform browser. So we have to do this, and then when we are calling this bootstrap application, what is this bootstrap and okay, so we have to do this to start to like base for the base of our angular application. And then here we are calling app component, that is a component that I have already made inside it. Here it is, our app component. And then this is our component. Here we are like using this import component, we are importing this thing from our angular core. Okay, so we have to do this every time when we are using a component. Okay, decorate, this is a component this component means it is a decorator that I learned in JavaScript. So these are very important because the components are the decorators only. So decorator that makes a class as an angular component and provides configuration metadata that determines how a component should be processed, instantiated, and used at runtime. Components are the most basic UI building block of an Angular app. An Angular app contains tree of Angular components that I will show you. This is a tree of Angular components. Suppose we are like building an application, so each element is nested inside this base like base component. Okay, base decorator. So one Angular application equals to one component. So suppose this is a basic understanding of how an component tree works. So this is our main app component, and inside this we have like other components nested inside it. So header component is there, user component is there, task component inside it, one more task component is like here. We can go on, like we can like add different things. Okay, this is like the thing that we want to add now using the components or decorators, you can say. So what I have done here is, where was I? Yeah, these are all the TypeScript configuration files that I learned in TypeScript. So these are just for the configuration of TypeScript, we don't have to touch that. And this is the Angular JSON, we don't have to touch that as well. We just have to make sure that this is there to get the images from our assets. This is a git configure file, git ignore file. Now this is styles.css, this is the styling is done here of the main site. And then here we call like are all the main components, you can say, like components here. So here we are calling our first component, that is the app component. Okay, and this is the syntax for that. So what is inside app component? So firstly we'll go to the like this file, the TypeScript file, that is the main Angular file. Okay, now here it is our like decorator component, decorator, and also a component. So here firstly we are defining selector. So what is a selector? Selector basically tells Angular which elements which yeah, the app root that I defined in the index HTML file. So it just like tells the HTML to use this component. Okay, I mean uh, which like which decorator should be controlled by our component, by this our HTML file, or should be replaced, like that. So this is the app root here. For via this we will be calling this component with the class. This is the component class. Sorry, this is the class, and above it we are like defining this component which is a decorator. So this is the like this is the format how we will be using this component. So this is our app component class. Here first we will leave it blank. So the selector is like you can see here, the CSS selector that identifies the directive in a template and triggers instantiation of the directive. Okay, so by this this component will be instantiated when it will be called in index.html. And then hmm. Now what is this standalone thing? Means this is something like there are two types of components, standalone components and like the components which are not standalone. So first we will be using the standalone components here. So like this will be independent components, not related to the like the main component. Okay, so now here we are using imports. So what will come here? Here like as I showed you, so this is our like the main component, app component, and inside this header component is nested. So to like visualize it and to use it, import here in the app component, we will be importing our header component. Okay, so after that header component can be called. Okay, so this is my styling of the header component. I already imported it from the video, and now I'll be writing the HTML code and the TypeScript file for this. So let's get started. Yeah, so firstly we will use the import command. So import the component that is that we have to do every time. Okay, from Angular. Okay, so I'm using this Angular. I have installed an extension, so it is helping me for that. Now at the rate of component. Okay, it already came. Okay, nice. So selector and app header. This is our like file. This is the name that we'll be calling. And then what is the template URL? What is this? So this means that what are we like the relative path of the absolute URL of a template file. So basically this is the HTML file that will be calling, that will be changing with the help of this component. Okay, so it will be like a different file. This is the HTML file. I'll be adding code to that as well. So let us write our like this HTML component as well, header component as well. So this is like what is happening here. So we have defined like a selector here, and then after that there should be standalone thing that I showed you. Stand alone, that is true. Okay, got it. It should be set to true, and then we are calling the template URL. I think we have to call like use that thing also, style URL also, to add to um, yeah, this will like point out to our what is it? The CSS file, the styling file. Okay, so this is how we can like add metadata to our decorator, that is also our component. Okay, so this will like meet, this will connect our component to our files, these files, both things. And then this is a selector that we'll be using to call it on the app component side, so that it will be nested inside it and we can use it easily. So now what we can do is we can add a class here, because we have to export this class. Okay, it is already helping me. Yeah, so this is my header component class. So it is completed now. So this is how we can make our custom component. So for our first component is created here for our header, and now I will add some like data to our this HTML file. So firstly there will be a header. I don't, okay, header, and then inside, okay, header, inside it there will be an image with src assets, slash task management. What is the name? Task management logo, task management logo dot png. Okay, right. So we have called our image here, so the image will be included. Alt, you can say to do list. Okay, so now our image is added. Now we will add a div first of all, and then after inside it h1 tag that will say easy task, and then one more thing, paragraph tag and enterprise, what was it, enterprise level task management without friction. Okay, so we have successfully added data to our HTML file, this header component HTML file. Now, okay, this thing is completed. Now what we will do, we have to make some changes in our, like, the app component file, our main app component file. So this is our TypeScript file. So what we will do here is, inside this import, wait a second, inside this import, this is a, there it is a selector, the app root, we are calling it. Oh, suppose in the, yeah, here also we have to add like that, our app header. Okay, so this will like, uh, this will be calling our custom component that we made, the header component, to our main application. Okay, so now standalone is true here, and now inside this imports, we are like, this imports help us to add, like, to add nested components inside the main component. So we have made this header component, so we will be calling this header component inside this. Okay, now we can see it is loaded successfully. What is the error? Okay, this was before, now it is loaded successfully. Okay, now app component.html, app component.css, everything is fine here. Okay, this thing is also added. Now what we have to do, in the app components, this thing, so instead of this we have to like add app header, which is our component of header component, we can see here. Okay, it is added. Now inside, like, this is like, we are calling this app header inside our app components, and which will be printed in way there, which will help us to show the data on our server. So what was our server? Hmm, why was that error coming? Okay, this on the correct side, yeah. So we can see our header is added successfully here. Sorry. Okay, so what are we learning now? Okay, so I'll be learning about more about headers, like, sorry, more about the components, like, in our app. What was this project? Wait a second. Like, this is the type of app that he will want us to create. So our header is completed now, and now, by further
Whilst building,
coming to the course, we'll be like doing these things, like to add a task to someone else, learn all the basic and okay. So like, this is an easy, like, it is an enterprise level task management application. So like, it is a basic application that will help me understand how component works in Java, this Angular. And yeah, I'll be learning more about it. So what, standalone is for standalone components, and template URL, I already told you, that contain displayed by the component, the HTML, that is HTML component file name. Selector, I told you. And to start, our new Angular app, ng new first, and then the name of the app that we use. This is how we can start it. So I'll be uh, completing the most of the part of this module tomorrow, okay, and then I'll update you. Thank you, sir.